Hey, it's Rue, and I'm in the basement now of NAMM, and I have met TJ. TJ, who the hell are you?
Hey, we're in the basement together.
Yes.
I've been trying to get up there in the world, and we wound up in the basement together.
I know.
How's that work?
So what brought you to NAMM?
Oh, what brought me to NAMM? Guitars.
It's a guitar person's like heaven, right?
It is. I've been coming for about 17 years or so. And
Really? This is my first time.
oh, lucky you.
I feel like it is, but I'm still wondering why.
Well, I came here with my friends over here, GiaNNiNi Guitars, and they make this really unique shape. It's a cross between a lute and a guitar. It's a regular 6-string guitar. And when I was a little boy, my aunts were taking guitar lesson from a gentleman named Rick Tice in Long Beach, Long Island.
Are you from New York?
I'm from New York. And they came home and they all went out and bought GiaNNiNi guitars because I guess he was an endorsee with them. So that kind of always stuck with me. When I got older, I loved this guitar because...
Was it that shape?
No. It was a regular nylon string, but I love this shape because I had broken my arm in '82. I broke my arm in half, and I had a metal plate put in here, a metal plate here.
How'd you do that?
Oh, I was saving a girlfriend. She was falling about 6 feet down, and I put my arm out around her, and we landed on a 1-inch safety railing, and my arm snapped in half, and doctors put 2 6-inch metal plates, 18 screws, 300, 400 stitches in, and I had them in for a year. And then I woke up from that, and they took the plates out, and I was in massive pain for 19 years.
Wow, so what fixed it?
Well, I walked with a cane for 16 years. I was paralyzed in this arm for 8 years. I lost 135 pounds. The doctors had me on massive amounts of morphine and Percodan and Valium, and I quit a 19-year drug addiction in one day.
Just because you were sick of it?
I was done. I was completely done. And
Do you drink coffee?
No, I do a little green tea when I have to drive from Florida to L.A.
And that's about as big as you get, is green tea?
Yeah, with a little chocolate, you know.
A little what?
A little chocolate.
Chocolate. So chocolate. All right, chocolate and green tea. That sounds all right.
Yeah. Well, I got a job here in the guitar world through one of the most influential men in the history of music. I like to say he's going to go down in the history books as equal to Bach and Beethoven, Mr. Les Paul.
So you know him personally, or?
I did. We were. I was friends with him. I was very close with him for about 5 years, and he actually got me a job in the guitar world with his sound engineer, Tom Doyle, who was a great guitar builder and repairman. So I worked with Tommy for about 5 years and got to hang out with Les Paul. And
so you can fix any guitar?
No, I don't want to be married to a guitar. So I'm just I do a lot of setup work, fret grindings, once in a while fret jobs.
So all right, now I am the worst roadie. I am a guitar player, songwriter, and I am like, what do you suggest is like how frequently someone should change their strings or set up their guitars?
Well, you should change your strings when you hear them getting dull. And if you don't hear them getting dull after about a month and a half, a month, depends on it depends on how much salt content is in your sweat.
Well,
and if you sweat a lot of salt, from your body, your strings will go. I've worked on guitars. We change the strings, and with just the guy picks it up and plays it, and you can hear the strings going dead.
So you can tell, like right away, like if you heard somebody, you could tell in the strings if they were dead or alive?
A lot of times, yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Not at an NAMM show, because
no.
there's too much background noise.
But most of these guitars, I love this little pink thing over here. That's about my speed.
It is. Yeah, hold this ravioli.
All right. Those are alive. Oh, I love that.
I can't hold this on my mail.
See, I love.
Get the wrong idea.
See, I love little guitars.
Play us a song.
Yeah. Oh, it's not in
Never mind, it's not in tune.
You see, even I know that. That one's in tune, though. So you want...
Doesn't matter, you look great holding it.
I love it. I love things like this is just my speed.
99% of the show is presentation.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's just tights.
Yeah, this is totally me. So where are you? Where do you live now? California?
Well, I was from New York, and then moved to. I escaped to Key West, Florida. I lived in Key West for 12 years, and I just moved to West Palm Beach, rented out my house, and I came and moved to Hollywood. I hang out with all these famous jazz guitar players from the famous old days of the LA scene. Some of them played with Frank Sinatra and Buddy Rich and Sammy Davis Jr., and I get to study guitar with them and hang.
How fun is that?
Oh, it's just unbelievable.
That's so cool.
I get to sit here at the NAMM show with ReW.
So on our show, we like to ask for a skeleton from your closet. Do you have a good skeleton?
Oh, yeah. You want a good skeleton? Well, it was back in like 1980 or so, and I met this beautiful woman in a club. It was called Kenny's Castaway.
Oh, they just closed.
Yeah.
I've played there a lot.
Did you? I was in Kenny's Castaway, and this girl comes up and says, "Hey, I live in Brooklyn. You know, give me a ride home?" And I was with my drunken cousin, and I looked at him, and I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll leave him here." I left my cousin there, and so I went. I drove her home. We hung out a little bit, a few times, and then finally she called and said, "I want to come and visit you." I said, "You don't want. I'm living with my mother, you know." So she finally comes. I tell her where the train station is, Island Park, right before Long Beach. That's where I grew up. So I'm driving to go meet one of my connections, and I'm driving, and I looked down the tracks, and there she was, standing there at the tracks, and I looked and said, "I don't have time to stop."
You left her.
And she's going to probably want to go, and, you know, I don't have time to pick her up. So I drove by, and I stood up this beautiful woman. Okay, I had this hot rod, 1967 Mustang Fastback, high performance 289, went 140 miles an hour. So about a year later, I'm watching TV, and there's a commercial for a radio station in New York. I think it was like WPLJ or something. And the announcer has a microphone and says, "Excuse me, dear, what's your favorite radio station?" And I look, and it's her. And she goes, "WPLJ," and they pan the camera in the background, and there's about 1,000 people screaming. But before I tell you what they were screaming, she always used to say to me, I always forgot her name, and she always used to say, "Like in the Bible, like in the Bible." And I call her this, that, and that. And she'd go, "No, my name is this, like in the Bible." So the camera pans to all these people, and there's about 1,000 people screaming, "MaDoNNa! MaDoNNa!"
No way.
Way. So now I get stuck in Key West with a big white parrot in a coconut tree playing my guitar underneath that there coconut tree.
She has my mother's birthday.
She does? Well, that's my skeleton. I have a big resentment.
Wow. Would she remember you?
I'm sure she would.
She'd say, "Who's laughing now?"
It's her. It's not me.
Exactly. She owns a lot of land in Long Island now, in the Hamptons, you know.
Yeah, I always wanted to give MaDoNNa an amends, you know, for that, because I felt awful bad, but I had some issues back then, and you know.
You left her on the tracks in Island Park.
I stood her up at the train station. Yeah.
Good old MaDoNNa. You gotta love that lady.
If you come across MaDoNNa, you tell her that TJ McGann from Long Island, Island Park, Long Island, is very sorry for
that guy from Kenny's Castaways. Wow. So do you have a website?
No, I don't.
So if somebody wants to get their guitar fixed or looked at or something, how do they find you?
You could go to TJ McGann, the number 3 at hotmail.com. That's TJ McGann, the number 3 at hotmail.com.
Now, why is it the number 3?
Because 1 and 2 were taken.
Because 3 is my lucky number.
Actually, I had TJ McGann at Hotmail, but I forgot my passcode and my password and my PIN number and my zip code, and so they dropped me.
Thank you so much, TJ McGann.
You're welcome, ReW.
See you later.